Hey there guys, this is Malorian, and this will just be my kind of closing thoughts on the 2015 King of the North tournament. So this is going to cover my list, how I did, and what I would have changed, and just kind of thoughts on the event in general. So for those who haven't seen the battle reports, go back and see those first, otherwise there'll be big spoilers. So overall, in the event, it turned out to be a 4-game event because of the pair down losing, and I went 3-1, and I'm happy with that. Going into the tournament, I was saying in the very first video that I felt I'd probably be 2-2, but my goal was 3-1, and I got that, and that's great. Now, some thoughts on that, though, is that in that first game against Tyler, oh man, am I wishing I would have gone for that feat to lock down his Hyperion, or if I just would have rolled that 7, I could have got that. I'd be, just because when you beat people at that level, it's like, yeah, but that failed. Now, something past that we found out as well is at the end of the day, they showed all the rankings and they started giving out the trophies, and it's like, oh, second place goes to this mercenary player. It's like, oh yeah, but it went to somebody else. That's okay. I knew my strength of schedule was a little bit low, and then when we actually looked at the full rankings, I was way down. It doesn't make any sense. I'm 3-1. I should be at least in the top half. And as we looked into it, it's because it said I went 2-2. Well, that's not right. I went 3-1. So we went back to my sheet, and like an idiot, in the second game where I beat the Scorn army because he death clocked, for some reason, I said, Game 2, list played number 2, result, the second one circled, and that's a loss. I don't know why I did that. I don't know if I was tired from the drive, if I was just like, pick the second option for list and the second option for result and just went through. It was registered as a loss on his sheet too, but I mean, the way it worked in Doyu, they made it so they gave him the win, and yeah, so I mean, it doesn't really matter. I know I went 3-1. The rankings for the event, because I was so low, meant I didn't get any points for the Alberta Invitational, but the other thing it means for the event is that in my Game 3, that's where I played that very new player, and at the time I was just like, oh, I must have got the pair down, something like this. But now it makes so much sense. If my thing went as a loss, that means at that point they had me down as being 0-2, so I was up against another 0-2 player instead of being 1-1. So all of a sudden now the whole thing's kind of off because I should have fought, a different player and all these things. But you know what? Either way, I had 3 games and I had a lot of fun. Now looking at the lists, the Constance list, I only played it the one time, but it is actually fairly deadly. There's a lot of hard hitters there, hitters with the double Forge Guard and the Precursor Knights, and I can, get off Anastasia and all this stuff, and they can do really good. However, it's also very, very dependent on those solos. If my opponent has any way to kill those solos, it's almost like playing against pirates, where my effectiveness goes way down. It really has a lot of synergy with those solos. So, I don't know if maybe I should also have a shield guard in this list to kind of keep them alive. Maybe instead of the nomad, I should actually have, say, like a shield guard, like the Vanguard or something like that. I don't know. But clearly you need to keep them safe. Some of them have stealth, so that helps. Lanissa, I didn't really do much with her. One time she tried shooting the stationary something. She hit, did no damage, and then she died. I forgot to mention that in the battle report. But, looking forward to trying to try out Constance more. She seems interesting, and I'd like to play her better. But at the same time, I always feel that whenever I'm making these lists for Constance, that it's like, well, I could just put in Ashlyn. And it seems like Ashlyn would be doing more. Transference is a great spell. Her feat and then going to Transference is even better. But, I don't know, it's kind of the difference where Ashlyn gives that to hit benefit and that defensive benefit, and it's all based around the to hit, whereas Constance is all around the armor, right? She can really boost those damages, although you can do transference to boost the hit too, and then with the feat, the armor is going up. And typically I like it more with the actual defense is a little bit more, I don't know, viable. because usually if you're high armor, if there's ways past it, I don't know. But I definitely want to give Constance a better shake and a better try. The 4-star list, I actually really like this Magnus 2 list. It went really well. The Nomad here went really well for him and his Jack Bond. And some people ask, like, oh, why didn't you take the Renegade? Well, it's because if I'm going to give 4 focus to something, I want to be a beat stick that can do a lot of damage. And the Renegade doesn't do that. So, I mean, I could take other stuff out to add the Renegade, but I don't feel I even really need it. This list is all a scenario list that wants to trap you, keep you back, and it did it very well. I mean, if I was to go back and change something, I don't think it'd be anything. I like everything in this list. The Shield Guard, the Ogryn Bokur worked out really well. Really well. First time I ever used him was this event here, and where he is near his client, he gets +2 to hit and damage. Like, he did a lot of work. You know, normally you'd be like, okay, he gets his value being a shield guard. No, he was being a shield guard and killing models to earn back those 3 points. So, very well worth it. Orin Midwinter, always great. He almost won me that first game. And then Rupert, of course, if you're jamming with high defense, higher defense, or Risen that are tough, are a great thing. So, yeah, I don't think I'd really change anything here. I just really like it. So, there you go. Of course, maybe I like it better with Gordon, because it's a little bit of a different thing. Instead of locking you down, I push you back. But then again, you can't push back a Colossal, so that couldn't have saved me in the first game. So, there you go. There's the list. I am looking forward to go back to my Cygnar, so it's not like, oh, finally I'm done with Mercs. I'm going to still be doing some Mercs, but I have some Cygnar lists I really want to play. I want to see how a jammy Haley 3 list can do. But as far as the event, and talk to me more how it was run, it was a great event. The location there, underground, it was this big gaming room with lots of room for tables. They had spare tables, so if you ever played on the same one twice, you could go over there and go to play at that free table. Because of that, too, it also helps so that you weren't ever touching like bum to bum. If tables are too close, you know, the one guys just move. But even at that point, there's only one table that was kind of close to another. You got a full pizza and a massive pop that lasts you through the event. So that was great. That was tons. Normally in other ones, like maybe like 2 pieces, 3 pieces, and like a can of pop. So this was a lot of food you got for it. It wasn't that expensive. The store gave you 20% off while you were there. And yeah, the guy Jacob ran a great event. So definitely one I want to go to every single year. It's a little bit of a drive. Of course, like I said before in the intro, it's 5 hours up there, then the event, and then 5 hours back down. I took a 5-hour energy to get back down, make sure I had a good sleep the day before, and it all went really well. The travel really wasn't that bad. And you save lots of money because you don't go to a hotel and all that stuff, so it's doable. So either way, I really hope you guys liked this Battle Reports. I know they're picture but not video, but that's what happens when I'm actually playing. I can't really have the video there. And if you have any comments on how I made the Battle Reports, the music, I changed it a bit in this one, my list, the way I played it, anything like that, please comment down below. And again, thank you guys for watching. Bye.